Hey, it's Onesto, and this video is all about the modifiers inside Arcade. I'll break down each one, I'll show you how to use them to get some pretty creative results. Arcade has 3 modifiers assigned to the black keys, and their job is to modify the samples in each kit. So let's start with the first one, Repeater. Repeater does what it says it's going to do. It repeats a portion of the sample the moment you activate it. Let's break this one down. First, you have the repeat rate. This is the length of the repeated window. So right now, this is repeating at a quarter note, and notice that it repeats wherever the playhead is at. You can also reverse the repeated portion. And there's a step sequencer down here that determines the volume of that repeated portion. So when steps have this downward slope, the repeater is going to sort of drift off the longer you hold it. The next modifier is the playhead. This one modifies what the playhead is doing, whether that's changing the playhead speed, making the playhead go in reverse, or even jumping to a specific cue point in the sample. This is a pretty simple and effective one. I especially like using this one with drum samples. The last modifier is Resequence, and this one is a bit more complex. Resequence takes a sample and lets you play it in any order, direction, and length that you want. I'm pretty sure that made little sense, so let me show you what I mean with this example. So here is our sample. You'll notice these cue markers with numbers above them. Now take a look at the resequence table down here. This is where you'll set the order the resequence is played, and it's all based on these cue markers. And below that, you determine whether that cued mark section will play in reverse or at what speed it'll play at. You can determine the length that the resequence is played as well. In this example, I kept it really simple. I only have 4 steps activated. The first 2 steps will play at this marker for quarter notes, and the last 2 steps will play at this mark at the length of 8 notes. Cool, let's hear it. This is definitely the most complex modifier in here. The great news is that whenever you open up a sampler kit, the Resequence modifiers, they're all set up, they're ready to go, so you shouldn't need to tweak anything unless you really want to. Now, when using the modifiers, the first and obvious way is to activate them while you're recording with Arcade, like this. This is a great method and probably what you'll be doing a whole bunch, but there's another method that's been giving me solid results, and that's doing a pass where you just experiment a whole bunch with the modifiers, and then you bounce the MIDI track and then just pick and choose the modified pieces that you really like. For example, I really liked what happened here and I wanted to repeat that over and over, and then that became like a sort of good background element that I never would have found without bouncing it this way. The modifiers inside Arcade are secret creative weapons, but there's a lot more Arcade can do, so check out some of my other Arcade tips and tricks videos. Thanks for watching. Later.